If you would have told me that Tampon Timmy AWOLz would have been the biggest problem that Scamala Shamala Kamala is having, I would have thought, no way. I thought she would have been the problem, not this guy. But as they look deeper and deeper into what he says he is and isn't, people are asking themselves the question, what are we supposed to do about somebody who, for all practical purposes, is a liar and for years got away with the lies? For years. Now, I don't blame people for not checking him out because most of the time you just believe people. I mean, he wasn't claiming to be a Medal of Honor recipient or anything, but this became part and parcel of his shtick. And shtick becomes reality. You know, they say when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. And if that's true, excuse me, as I rough tape, as that happens, people understand that others inadvertently become a part of the dupe, a part of the con, a part of the work, a part of the drill. And what's even more fascinating with all of this nonsense, this absolute lunacy, is this thing that is happening right now that nobody ever saw coming. They never imagined it ever coming. It's something that blows everybody away. So you have this guy who lies about either being a command sergeant major, then a master sergeant, and then leaving his troops, leaving his team there, this team, Mr. Esprit de Corps, who basically allows them to, for all practical purposes, fend for themselves. He runs for office. Then he is one of the most badly liberal. The thing that will ruin him, and I know I'm saying this repeatedly, but people do not understand this, is how he mandated and thought out of all the things that really matter to him, forcing and mandating tampon dispensers in boys' bathrooms that were almost immediately destroyed goes to show you how demented he is, when one of the problems, as noted by many, many progressive and liberal healthcare advocates, is this thing called period poverty, where young girls, which is redundant, I guess, were not able to avail themselves of feminine products that they needed. But they're artificially, through some symbolic statement of what, transmutability of gender equity or whatever the hell this thing is, he puts in these machines in a boys' room. It's absurd. Absurd. Then you have the most important, Mr. National Guard, Mr. Blood and Guts, Mr. I carried a weapon in war, did not even have the wherewithal or the, not the perspicacity, but the knowledge, the sentience, the common sense to order the National Guard, his National Guard, his National Guard that garnered all of this service, ordering his National Guard to protect Minneapolis, the state's largest city, when it was burned to the ground almost by virtue of BLM and AWOL, domestic terrorists and shock troops, and I mean, there's nothing. I don't even know. And he's now exhibiting this weird, and he was one, by the way, came up with that weird campaign. That was his thing. This needlessly hyper exuberant lunacy, which makes people think, is he okay? I mean, everything she did was hebephrenic, this notion of this cackling and this cacophony, which she has stopped. She has received strict orders. I don't want to hear this. You are not going to hear her cackle again. That is it. That is it. Sorry, Esli Palti, this great mimic, she's not doing it anymore. She was told, you are not going to do that. Enough. Remember the time she gave that half-assed, half-baked excuse of, you don't understand, in my family, we laughed. My mother laughed. We laughed. Yeah, you laugh like a damn fool is what you laugh like. But in any event, irrespective of all of this, this guy is going to be the biggest liability that never saw it coming. We never saw it coming. We never had any idea how bad it and he actually was. We never saw it coming. Never. Never. It blows my mind. And they're going to stick with it. They're going to stick with it because they think we're going to win, either by virtue of the illegals in their voting, by virtue of voter harvesting, or some kind of voting chicanery and legerdemain and switcheroo that Fox News will not discuss or talk about, because Fox News is so scared. That's what we say in the kitchen here in Hell's Kitchen. But so frightened of any revitalization, revivification of this, whatever you want to call it, this Dominion lawsuit. They're so freaked out over that what they're going to do in the meantime, and this is important to note, is they're just not going to be talking about it. So they know something. And they're even using AI switcheroo and legerdemain and false crowd narratives that regular crowdsourced folks watching it are able to detect immediately. They just don't care. It's this arrogance. It's this idea that they say, look, we're going to win no matter what. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Period. Don't talk to us about the rules. Don't talk to us about anything. I'm Kamala Harris. We're Kamala Harris. And that's it. Enough with this. We don't play by the rules. We don't care what you think. And the more preposterous the candidate is, and the more preposterous the theory, because don't forget, these are the ones who said, we never had an idea that Joe Biden was out of his mind until June the 27th. You didn't know this? We had no idea. Had no idea. Really? Really? No idea. You're kidding me. Absolutely not. You didn't know that? Had no idea. And then July 5th, after Stephanopoulos decided to really go in for the kill and really put the nail in the coffin, they basically told Joe that is it. When all of a sudden that mysterious note came out, not on his account, not in the stationery, but this weird kind of auto-penned, here I am, a signature, I'm leaving, and then they turned around and said to the Democratic Party, we're going to do it again. We double-crossed you with Joe the first time, for all you folks who thought, all you Bernie bros who liked him, then we gave you Joe. Now for those of you who like Joe, 15 million of you strong, we said, sorry, it's the cackling rube, the fool. She's the one. And why do they do it? Because they know they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want because they are unstoppable. Well, we can fix this, and I think you know how. But first, comment as you see fit.